Now we are at example 3 where we are going to add these polynomials together. So if we look at what we've got written down here, we've got this find the sum, and you've got two polynomials that are inside of parentheses. So the very first thing you're going to want to do when you do these is you're going to want to get rid of the parentheses so we can start combining like terms. So the first, basically, when you have an addition problem, all you have to do is just drop the parentheses. So on this one, this first one, it just becomes 2x squared plus 5x minus 7. And then we're going to do the same thing with this one because there's nothing weird we have to do. It's just plus that whole quantity. All your signs are going to stay the same. So plus 3 minus 4x squared plus 6x. We didn't have to do distributive property to anything. We're just kind of dealing with it. So now what we're going to want to do is I'm going to rewrite this. And I'm going to rewrite this in a certain way. And the way I'm going to rewrite it is I'm going to take all of these terms and I'm going to put them near each other in their own color. So we have 2x squared minus 4x squared. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to switch colors and we're going to do our x terms. So we got plus 5x and plus 6x. So plus 5x plus 6x. And then the last terms we have to deal with is we've got, sorry, that didn't work. We've got minus 7 and plus 3. So minus 7 plus 3. And then basically what you do with these is when you combine your like terms, you know that you can only add and subtract x squared to x squared. You can only add and subtract x's to other x's. You can only add and subtract constants with other constants. So keep that in mind when you're doing that. That's really the only problem people run into is they just want to add everything together, and you can't do that. That's why it's called combining like terms, is they have to be similar terms. That's what like means. All right, so 2x squared minus 4x squared. Basically with these, all you do is you just then compute with your coefficients. So 2 minus 4 is negative 2, so you have negative 2x squared. Switch over here. You've got plus 5 and plus 6, so that's plus 11x. And then with the constants, that's pretty basic operation. Negative 3 and negative 7 and positive 3 give you negative 4. So your final answer is this. So we now have a combined polynomial that is a trinomial because there's three terms. The leading coefficient is negative 2 and its degree is 2. All right, so let's look at one more example and before I turn you guys loose on one. So if we look at this, and I'm going to use just one color and everything this time. So I'm going to basically rewrite everything, but I'm going to group things together. So I'm going to start with this. I have plus y third and my plus 2y third. So I have y third plus 2y to the third. Now I'm going to look at my y squared. Well, I only have one. So I'm going to write plus 4y squared. And then for my regular y terms, I've got 3y and I've got negative 4y. So plus 3y minus 4y. And then negative 5 and plus 8. And I have everything that's written together, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 terms, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 terms over here. So we're ready to go. Y third plus 2y third is going to be 3y to the third, because think of this as having a coefficient of 1. There is nothing to add to 4y squared, so that just stays how it is. And then you have plus 3 minus 4, which gives you minus 1. And I'm not going to write that 1 down. We're just going to go minus y, because the 1 is implied. And then negative 5 plus 8 is plus 3. So the only tricky thing about this one is understanding that that 4y squared was alone to begin with. You're not going to combine it to anything. It's just going to stay where it is. All right. You try this one and pause the video, and then come back and we'll see how you did. All right, so I am going to start by combining my 5x squared and my negative 3x squared. So we're going to go 5x squared minus 3x squared. Next, my negative 3x and my 6x. So minus 3x plus 6x. We're just rewriting this right now. And then plus 4 and minus 3 plus 4 minus 3. Then do all your combinations. All right, so 5 minus 3 gives me 2x squared. Negative 3 and positive 6 gives me positive 3. And then 4 minus 3 gives me 1. So we have 2x squared plus 3x plus 1. All right, let's look at one more example. Pause the video and then come on back and we'll see how you did. Okay, so on this one, y to the 4th. And then I've got a negative 2y to the 4th here. I have a 2y to the 3rd right over here. So plus 2y to the 3rd because that's positive. Then it looks like I have a negative 3y and a plus 2y. And then I have plus 7 and minus 11. Plus 7 minus 11. Now let's do some combinations. So this would be a 1. So 1 minus 2 is negative 1. So negative y to the 4th. And then plus 2y to the 3rd because there's nothing to combine it with. And then my negative 3 and my positive 2 gives me another minus 1, which is just minus y. And then positive 7 and negative 11 gives me minus 4. So a lot of negative signs on this one. So this is my finished polynomial. My leading coefficient would be negative 1 and my degree would be 4. Okay, we will move on to example 4 now. So stop this video and we'll see you at the next one.